Once a principal staple of games some 20 plus years ago, the ability to play in local couch co-op nowadays more often seems a sought-after feature than something to be expected. There's an unrivaled joy in playing together in the same room as others, something which online multiplayer can't replicate. Couch co-op is still a thing though. Whilst some developers add local co-op respectively via updates, some of the best available weave the requirement to work diligently together into the very fabric of the game's design. It Takes Two. Kicking things off with arguably the best couch co-op game ever made, It Takes Two is bursting with innovative ideas, marking a crowning achievement for developer Hazelight Studios following their prior well-received co-op A Way Out. Building on its predecessor's inventiveness, It Takes Two tasks soon-to-be-divorced couple May and Cody, thus you and a playmate, with finding a way to work together to reach their daughter following their transformation into dolls. Unique mechanics per character and a slew of clever puzzles ensure tons of replay value as well.
Woo! How comes you get all the cool gadgets?
Because I'm cooler than you, Cody.
Stardew Valley. What better way to manage your grandfather's dilapidated farm on your lonesome than to do it with friends? Often cited as one of the most mindful, relaxing games ever, life's pace in Stardew Valley is stately. Scything shrubland, planting vegetables, watering and growing together is the perfect tonic to rushed real life. All you'll need to bring friends onto your farm is for the town's carpenter Robin to erect a handful of cabins, one for each of your mates, then away you go. The Rabbit and the Owl. The kindred spirits awoken in this painterly monochromatic world must work together to unfurl the mythos of a once vibrant landscape. Existing in dark and light respectively, the rabbit and the owl must enact constant cooperation, creating and moving blocks, shifting levers, and traversing portals in aid of one another in a beautifully entwined experience. The game can be played solo, but its low skill ceiling, meaning anyone can play, really lends itself to getting amongst it with someone else. WWE 2K24. The wrestling franchise's renaissance continues with WWE 2K24, and head-to-head matchups against your mates is still the best way to enjoy the action. There's an array of game modes that are excellent for teaming up in couch co-op too, so as the exhilarating war games first introduced in last year's iteration. Of course, reliving some of WrestleMania's most iconic moments is 2K24's main draw, and dominating these matchups side by side is where the most fun is had. Castle Crashers. A 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up hack-and-slash pushing 16 years old now is Castle Crashers, but its gameplay, vibrancy, and whimsical humor is definitely timeless. What other game can you slap an enemy in the face with a fish? I mean, come on! Embarking on a quest to rescue 4 princesses from a mystical overlord wizard as one of 4 colorful knights. The adventure is best enjoyed in squads of 4, you and 3 mates of course. The chaotic combat belies an impressive combo system, with a smorgasbord of fantastic weaponry beyond the aforementioned fish to wield. Castle Crashers deserves its reputation as one of the most satisfying couch co-op games ever. TowerFall Ascension. Before Celeste came TowerFall. Maddie makes games, now Studio EXOK, hilariously addictive archery combat game designed, in Maddie's words, to play competitively with friends cross-legged on the floor within punching distance of each other. With TowerFall's Ascension expansion coming a year later, a 2-player cooperative quest mode was added whereby players work together to fend off a slew of monsters with new power-ups, weapons, and characters to master along the way. A fantastic co-op experience if you haven't dived in already. Cuphead and the delicious Last Course DLC. Wonderfully infuriating is Cuphead. Its gauntlet of quirky Mickey Mouse bosses serve up a bounty of bullet hell mayhem that's as much fun as it is hair-pulling. For couples who want to ramp up the challenge and test their friendships to the limit, Cuphead and its delicious Last Course DLC provide opportunity for Mugman to join in the action. And whilst on the one hand it can be the masochistic experience of downing these ever-smiling bosses more manageable, be warned their health is doubled. Co-op Cuphead is sure to make you both laugh and cry together in equal measures. Nex Machina. Below the radar maybe? Well, Nex Machina is a housemark hidden gem. The developer most famous for Returnal unleashed a twin-stick shooting bullet hell masterclass in 2017, and playing through it alongside a friend harkens back to those golden arcade days where you'll both forge desperately against the odds to reach the next level before having to insert another coin. Eye-melting voxel destruction, rapid action, and incredible power-ups make Nex Machina an addictive experience, and much like all the games on this rundown, is both fantastic when tackled on the couch with your mate. TimeSplitters 2. First-person shooting notched up a level with 2002's TimeSplitters 2, a sequel which embellished all that was great about its predecessor, but maximized on that superb level design requiring expert use of various weapons, strategies, and tactics to succeed. This game truly excelled in co-op though, with the entire campaign playable with another in split screen. Numerous levels require deft use of individual equipment and abilities, such as scouts tasked with destroying security cameras before their partner, equipped with heavy weaponry, comes in to eliminate enemies. Streets of Rage 4. Really, any Streets of Rage game could have gone onto this list, but Streets of Rage 4, coming some 26 years after its predecessor, ticked so many nostalgic boxes, whilst amplifying hyper-realistic animations and deeper combat systems meant it really couldn't be ignored. Playing cooperatively with others was always the best way to enjoy Streets of Rage, but in 4, you have to be mindful of your shared combo meter. The chance for huge epic combos is maximized with this system, but the chance to lose it all is doled out between you two. Playing with skilled gamers is uber satisfactory. Hyperlight Drifter. Hyperlight Drifter's brand of co-op is a little more involved than, say, Tails is to 1990s side-scrolling Sonic, but it doesn't quite put each player on equal footing. Summoning a second drifter to explore the neon-tinged world takes a notch of health off player 1, plus they don't have any influence on upgrades, abilities, and new weapon choices. Still, Hyperlight Drifter's addictive hack-and-slash combat is ultra satisfying to pull off, but more so when in tandem with another player. Wipeout Omega Collection. Super slick, futuristic anti-grav racing series Wipeout really should be a staple on every PlayStation generation. That said, even though we haven't been treated to a new entry since 2017's Omega Collection, itself a suite of 3 remastered Wipeout games, there really aren't many racers like it. The remarkable thing about Wipeout Omega Collection as well is its ability to pump out 4K visuals at a flawless 60 FPS on the PS4 Pro. And whilst loading in split screen softens the resolution, that frame rate remains consistent. There's a ton of campaign content spread across the 3 games too, meaning there's plenty to keep you both wide-eyed for hours. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Alongside Astrobot, PlayStation arguably has just as memorable a platforming mascot in Sackboy. 2020's A Big Adventure isn't necessarily designed for couch co-op in the same way something like It Takes Two is, but it's wonderfully fun time with low skill ceiling, meaning it's a good game for newbies or playing through with your kids.
Our story starts in the village of Loon, home to the Suckfolk, Craftworld's gentlest, most enterprising creatures.
Extra challenge can be found in timed objectives and tricky collectibles, but for the most part, Sackboy: A Big Adventure is something light and entertaining. Trine 4: The Nightmare Prince. Enchanting 2.5D platformer Trine received the best entry of the entire series in 2019 with Trine 4: The Nightmare Prince. And whilst it's great played solo, those dynamic mind-bending puzzles really do come to the fore when playing with up to 3 other players in couch co-op. Mastering fire, light, air, magnets, electricity, and more to overcome the game's challenges is great when tackled with others, with the game magically tailoring the difficulty depending on how many heroes are working in tandem. Unravel 2. Positioning is the name of the game in Unravel 2, whereby 2 players tethered together by a finite amount of yarn must communicate diligently on their placement in relation to each other to reach obstacles, topple platforms, or move objects, and so on. Unravel 2, or other games on this rundown like It Takes Two and The Rabbit and the Owl, present the purest form of couch co-op as players really must work together, performing different actions to achieve their shared goal. And that brings us to the end of this video. A quick request before we conclude. We upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.